blemishes, and it just really sets this bike alight now. Like, I can't wait to see the paint work really working in with the carbon accents across the bike, front and rear. So 12kmotor.com.au, check them out. So there is a reason why I keep all of this sort of stuff from all my builds. So this is all Ducati specific bolts and like rubber rings and stuff like that. And that's because I'm going to need specific bolts, I'm going to need specific rubber stops for these areas here. And as it happens, I have them all. So now I can just plug these holes, find the appropriate washer, super simple, it just makes life easier.
Can you guys hear me? Hey, can you guys hear me? Just a yes or no. I guess if you say no, that means you can. Okay, great. So this is my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. I bought it brand new in December. Kind of the best time to buy a motorcycle, at least where I live up in the Northwest, is in the winter. I guess that holds true for used bikes too, of course. Best time to buy a boat too. So I've done quite a bit of upgrades to this. Probably start with exhaust. This is the Yamaha AT2. It's the real one. It's not from China. And originally, when I got it, installed it, I also bought the DB killer and put it on. But quite frankly, it kind of killed it too much. So I took it off and it sits in its box. So that would be the first upgrade that I did on this exhaust. And any of you that looked at these exhausts, they're not cheap. So, but it fits perfect. And for me, I was looking for an exhaust that stayed low. I don't like the ones in my for my taste. I don't like it where you have the can that sticks way up here. I don't like that at all. So that's why I chose that one, and it fit perfect. It's actually exactly for this bike. And installing it is, as you know, not the easiest. It's doable, of course. I did it by myself. I'm not a mechanic or anything. So yeah, that's the exhaust. And why we're here, I just installed these engine covers yesterday. These are the GB Racing covers. There's those. And then, of course, here's the, for this side. Now, there's a lot of discussion about these online. The manufacturer charges like $437 for these, which, in my opinion, for plastic, I think it's overpriced. And I think that's one of the problems in the motorcycle world today is that, you know, some of the sellers, the prices are just not comparable to what you're getting. So if you do some searching, you can find, like on AliExpress, covers that look just like this for about $40. What's the difference? I don't know. Can't figure it out. But I do know that that's a little bit exorbitant, $437 for plastic covers. Excuse me, the next upgrade I did was I went with this Yamaha seat, comfort seat. That's OEM and makes a lot of difference. I'm never going to have a passenger on this bike, so I added this cover for the back seat and then deleted the rear foot pegs. I think that cleans it up really nice. So, and then I put the cap on the oil container and then that little protection piece. I also, as you can see, I deleted, of course, fender delete. That's always the first thing. This is a Vagabond fender delete. It's nice because It utilizes the OEM turn signals and the license plate light, but it's really nice. It cleans it up. Yeah, I live in Oregon. So that's pretty great. And that's kind of staying back here. Of course, here's the sliders here. And then this is a nice piece. You can find these cheap. These are a few bucks. It protects this from getting all scratched up from your stand. So these little rubber things, they just slip right on. They fit any one of these stands. And so I would encourage you to do that. Moving forward, of course, battery tender is a must. These things are cheap. They're 40 bucks. I think I got that at Costco. And then I put some, this is a 3D protected sticker that I put on both sides for the heel guards. I've been thinking about whether or not I want to replace the rear sets, but I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. This is a cage that I got to protect the shift linkage. Real easy to install. I think it tightens everything up, looks nice. Right here we have, this is a protection area, kind of a cover, that's metal, just to provide, it's a big hole right through the bike otherwise. I mean, I like the naked bike, but maybe not as naked as it comes from the manufacturer. Here's kind of some more of the other frame sliders. And these are the, I put these winglets on. I don't know if they really do much of anything. I think they look better. They're more for beauty than function, I guess you'd say. So I put those on. Those are designed for it. There's no drilling I had to do. It just attaches right up under. There's a screw under there that's OEM. So it just attaches there. And the same thing with these. I just think it looks really nice. And a lot of the sport bikes, of course, they all have these right from the factory, but I added them. I like the look, and I think it kind of shows off the bike a little bit better. This is a nice this protection. I don't know protection, but it blocks the sun. It's really nice. They're cheap. I got that on Amazon. I think it was like $20 some, and it just snaps right on. There's no screws or anything. It's perfect. And I just ride during the day. I don't ride at night. I don't ride in the rain. And so the nice thing is that it's, you know, provides a little bit of shade, makes your screen that much easier to see. This is the OEM windscreen. I think that really kind of sets the bike off. I love the way that looks. It's not too high, but I think it really definitely kind of completes the bike, if you will. Again, that's OEM. Got that right from Yamaha. Now, how much wind does it block? Well, zero. Like any motorcycle, you're gonna get pummeled with the wind when you're riding, unless you're riding some big cruiser or something that has a 4-foot tall windscreen. But it's really more for beauty than function. And then I put my GoPro mount on there. I'll put my GoPro on. Sorry, I'm one-handed here. So this is nice. So I just bang. And then I have the remote that Velcros on to here, and I can just hit it with my thumb and start recording anytime I want. Let's see, what else did I do? ASV levers, they're the best. Very adjustable, bring them closer to you, further away. That's a must to have, and they're really nice. I would encourage you, I know it's tempting sometimes to look for the cheap maybe Chinese brands, but there's certain things that I wouldn't do that on. Some of the things it's okay, maybe some of the ornamental things, but anything having to do with brakes and clutches, you probably just want to stick with OEM or a high grade aftermarket product, you know, built here in the US, and ASV fits that bill. So yeah, that's great. These mirrors, I had, of course, the god awful OEM ones. That's like the first thing you take off just about with these bikes or any bike. But then I went to bar ends that hung down about right here, and they were okay. But the problem I was having was you really have to look down pretty far to see on your left and right, and you know, as riding a motorcycle, you don't want to take your eyes off the road for that much. So that's when I went to these. These are pretty nice. This is another item that, just like with those engine covers, if you're not careful, you could spend $300-400 for some aluminum and glass mirror, or you could pay $40. So just a matter of kind of what you feel comfortable spending. The other thing I added up here was I added this USB. These bikes also have USB underneath from the factory, but this was nice. I bought this. This is aftermarket, but it plugs in. There's already, back behind this, there's already a plug to accept that. So there's no wire splicing or, you know, anything crazy like that. There's already a plug waiting for it. So I just plugged it right in there, and then, you know, did a nice job tucking the wires so everything looks nice and tidy. So let's see, what else have I done? This bike has never seen water, even from when it came off the truck. I told the dealer I didn't want it washed, that I would detail it, and they honored that, which was nice. And what I use, after every ride, I use wash and wax from, I'll show you what I use. I use all Superior products for my cars and for my motorcycle. And this is great. You get this at, what's the auto parts store? Is it O'Reilly's possibly? Anyway, this is professional grade. This is awesome. I think this whole bottle, it's a 1 gallon bottle, and you can see 4 to 1 is how you mix it. So, it, you know, 1 gallon turns into 4. I think those are only like $15 or so. It really is amazing. That's another place where the manufacturers can rip us off, is they put a fancy name on it, and they get us to pay double really what it's worth. So I don't want to say I'm frugal, but I work hard for my money like most everybody else does. So I want to make sure that I spend it wisely. Anyway, after every ride, I come over here to I built that. That's a little cart I got off a marketplace and turned it into a detailing cart. I have all of those cleaners and waxes in these little spray bottles I got from Walmart. And there's some of the other stuff. I use that dryer for my cars. Again, I don't wash this motorcycle. So I was just detailing this morning. Oh, here it is. So yeah, and it smells really nice too. It kind of smells like melon. So I just spray a little bit on microfiber rag and just wipe it down, and then flip it over and dry it, you know, polish it up, if you will. It doesn't take really much of anything. It's quite nice. Why haven't I washed this with water? I don't know. I haven't needed to. Like I said, I don't ride in the rain. I don't ride at night. And so it doesn't really get muddy or dirty that way. And just a 10-minute wipe down when I get back from my ride keeps it looking like this. The other thing I'll do from time to time to protect it is I'll use this Rapid ceramic paint sealant. This is a wipe on, wipe off. It's really great. And I'll do that on the fenders and the tank and the plastics, basically everything. So now talking about the forks on here, these Olin forks are fully adjustable, right? That's a blessing and a curse. And I say that because if you went to school for this stuff, that would be awesome because you would know exactly. But there's so many tweaks. There's 3 different places to adjust these. You got here, you got that blue screw, I guess, and then you have down here on each side. So I've tried to research exactly how it all does. I got some decent information, which allowed me to adjust it. I like where it is. The question is, could I like it more? And I don't know. So it's probably one of those things you could infinitely play with and love it every way. So it's a great suspension. The bike ride's awesome. The reason I decided to go with a naked bike was really mostly for the riding position. I didn't want to be bent over on a sport bike, even though I love the sport bikes. That's not what I'm looking for at this point in my life. So once I narrowed it down, like I wanted a naked bike just because of the riding position, then I started researching, okay, in this price point, and these are around 12,000. In this price point, that's not what I paid though. I'll tell you that in a second. In this price point, you can't find a better one. Yami Noob, there's tons of people on YouTube that have tested this bike out extensively. I've got like 2,200 miles on it. And in this market, this is the bike. You have a tremendous amount of electronics. You have traction control. You have wheelie control. There's lean. There's so many sensors on this thing, and you can dial them in or out. You got different ride modes from, I would call it they call it rain mode, but I would call that like beginner mode, and then all the way up to, full mode. So you can dial in what features you want and what you don't. But it's really nice. I'll turn on it's got a really nice screen. Let me get the key. Or the fob, I should say. If I can find it. Where the heck did I put it? Lesson number 1, don't lose your key. I just had it out here. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, here it is. All right. So that's the key. Like with your car, if your car has that, you just need to have it close in your backpack or whatever to start the car or start the motorcycle. If you flip it over, there's a little latch right there where that key will pull out so you can unlock your rear seat and get underneath. So let's turn it on. So you just push and turn. I have the garage door closed. I'll start it up real quick. I'm not going to rev it because it's cold. That's a cold start. So yeah, you can hear that exhaust sounds awesome. So let's talk about the price I paid for it. One of the biggest scams in motorcycle purchasing, well, it's actually a scam either way. It could be a potential scam, but definitely if you're buying them new, is the dealers, they have the price of the bike, and then from there they add the charges to uncrate it, which they're paying some kid $15 an hour, but for some reason they think it's worth $600 to charge you for the uncrating, which takes all of about 30 minutes tops. And there's all other kinds of fees. Now, this bike starts at $12,000, and then you have all those crazy fees on top of it. Now, my local dealer, my Yamaha dealer, it's called Power Sports. They're in Sublimity, Oregon. I paid $10,500 out the door. They don't have any of those fees. That's a no-brainer price. Brand new MT-09 SP. Full warranty, of course, because it's brand new. And it's just for $10,000. Which, what does that tell you? That tells you that it's possible for those dealers to sell those bikes at that price and still make money. Don't let them tell you, well, I got to charge you 12 and geez, it's going to cost $600 to uncrate it. I got to pay Billy. Yeah, you're paying Billy like $30 to uncrate it. So everything's a scam with them. Not my dealer, but most dealers, everything's a scam, and they're always looking to take advantage of you somehow or another. And if you get up to the point where you're sitting across from the finance manager, you know, that there's another opportunity for them to try to screw you over. I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. I have a lot of life experience, and I kind of know how it works. Some people will say, well, that's why you buy a used one. Well, you know what you're taking into the risk you're taking if you do that. Has it been laid down? I mean, how is a bike 10, 15 years old and there's not a scratch on the fairings? Well, because those aren't the original fairings. The bike was probably laid down. Who knows what's going on with the engine? Unless you're an engine mechanic and you're okay tearing an engine down. That would be my concern. My concern doesn't have to be yours, but that's why I didn't buy a used one. And quite frankly, the used ones of these, if you look like on Marketplace at some time today or whenever, the 24s are selling for over $10,000. And that just shows you how good a deal I got on this. So yeah, that's kind of the information on my bike. I can show you how this key works. I mean, hang on a second. All right, so that's the key. It just pulls right out of there. And they only give you one of these fobs. Don't lose them. They're like $800. You get a spare key, but don't lose that fob. All right, so here's the underneath. Not really too much to look at here. I keep comes with a tool kit under there that came with the bike, and then I grabbed this from Harbor Freight, Icon tool kit that I keep in there. Never used it, thank goodness, but like anything else, it's nice to have. Don't drop your seat. Rule number 1. Anyway, I digress. I was going to open that up, but I seem to be destroying my bike in the process of trying to do it. So yeah, that's the underneath. There's all your cables for blinkers and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty simple. And let me try to get that back on. Oh, forgot. I'll put that away later. So yeah, that's just a little bit about the bike. Really is nice. I clean, by the way, from a maintenance standpoint, let me go to my stool. Harbor Freight stool, go Ducks. All right. From a maintenance standpoint, I did at 600 miles, I did the break-in maintenance. And there's a lot of talk about during the break-in period, what type of limitations do I want to put on the bike? Some people be like, it doesn't matter, run it full blast, full RPMs. And then there's the other school that says, keep the RPMs down, don't get up over 6,000 RPMs. And that's what I did. I kept it just mild, if you will, mild to moderate. I don't really ride, you know, crazy fast anyway, like some of the other people on YouTube. That's not my style. And anyway, so I changed the oil 600 miles. That's the oil that I used, Yamaha, and really easy to do. That's just your engine drain plug, and then there's your oil filter. And then I just put the catch underneath it. That's so easy to do, and then you just get, in the owner's manual is the torque settings. Want to listen sound. I don't know. Oh, you want to listen to the bike. All right. Are you still on? MD? I'll start it. MD, are you still there? You want to hear? I don't know. All right, I'll start it again. Let's get crazy. Yeah, amazing. Amazingly loud. So, yeah, that's, I don't know. Oh, so anyway, I did the oil change after 600 miles. That was easy. Perfect. And then I think in the manual, it says the next one's not due for like another 5,000 miles or so. I don't know. I didn't like that. So at 2,000 miles, I know this is overkill. I did another oil change. And this time I used that liquid moly 10W40 4T, full synthetic. And I did use, of course, the Yamaha OEM oil filter. And why? Why did I do that? Well, so good morning. Just doing a walk around of my bike. Let me know if you have any questions on any of the upgrades, and I'm happy to answer your questions. But as you saw from the title, it's a 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. I bought it brand new. I've done a decent amount of upgrades on it. And okay. How's it going? Let me know if you have any questions on this MT-09 SP. I can answer any questions you might have. Anyway, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask down below. Anything, I bought it brand new. So I'm just doing live here on my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. Let me know if you have any questions down below regarding what I paid for the bike. I bought it brand new. Let me know if you have any questions on this bike. It's my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. Let me know if you have any questions on this bike. 2025 MT-09, thank you. I've done a lot of upgrades on it, and so yeah, I have a lot of experience with this bike so far. I've had it since December. I bought it brand new, and obviously some of the biggest things you can see is that Yamaha AT2 exhaust, full exhaust. I don't know why they put the ones that come from the factory. Those things are garbage, and they weigh about 20 pounds. They're awful. Let me know if you have any questions on this. Let me know if you have any questions on this. I bought this bike in December, brand new, and then proceeded to do upgrades on it. Fender, the tail tidy, kind of a mandatory. Get rid of the mirrors. I went to these wing mirror style. Let me know if anyone has any questions on this bike. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer them, whether what I paid for it, new, upgrades that I've done, maintenance, how I keep it clean. Any questions you have, just ask below. I do live in the Pacific Northwest, as you saw, so we're in kind of prime riding time right now, season. But these really are a tremendous bike. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the upgrades I've done, the price I paid. I bought it new in December of last year. It's a 2025 MT-09 SP. Great bike. I did a lot of research before I bought this. I was particularly looking for a naked bike, just mainly for the seating and ride comfort. I do like the look of the sport bikes, and maybe I might own one day, but for me, I just wasn't into that riding position. This you're sitting, not pure straight up, but more of a straight up. The SPs come standard with the Öhlins fully adjustable shocks, which is great. And then of course the Brembo brakes. So that's what you get with the SP versus the standard one. Now, one of the things that I added, which I probably should have added sooner, was the steering damper. That's critical. Once you get up to around 80 miles an hour, these do have a tendency to kind of jiggle a little bit at those highway speeds. So I added that. It wasn't difficult to install. There's plenty of videos online of how to do it. So, but that's a critical part to have, and it's nice because you can set the tension. Let's get it to focus. Anyway, you can set the tension. I have it about halfway right now. The other nice thing was I upgraded these mirrors. I like the way they look. I like how they function. The stock mirrors that came on it were god-awful looking. You just look online, you can see what it looks like. And originally, after I removed the stock ones, I went to the bar end mirrors, but that set them down about, I don't know, right around here. And I just felt that was, to look down there and take your eyes off the road for that long, I wasn't comfortable with it. So that's why I got these and installed them. I think they look cool, and they weren't too expensive. I think I paid $50, $60 for them. So yeah, that's and I upgraded to the Yamaha AT2 exhaust, full exhaust. The thing's awesome, sounds great. I did also buy the DB killer, installed it, but I thought it kind of killed the noise a little too much, so I immediately uninstalled it. I did add these fairings, well, winglets, I guess you'd call them. I did add those. Quite frankly, I think they're more beauty than function. I'm not really going 120 or 150 miles an hour, so I don't know what kind of downforce they provide, but I think they look cool. And a lot of the super bikes, that's kind of, the manufacturers have gone, those are standard issue for those bikes. So I like the way they looked, and so I went ahead and did that. It's your tank, is your tank. I put those on. GB Racing. Now there's two ways to buy those. I did a short on it the other day. The manufacturer, or Revzilla, you can buy those at Revzilla for $437 for plastic. And then there's two on the other side too. What a ripoff, man. I mean, I don't know. And if you look at the website from GB, they're like, oh, it's some special plastic molded, blah, blah, blah. Hey, dude, it's plastic, all right? It's not worth $400. What a ripoff. What are you paying for? You're paying for that name. So that's one way to buy them. The other way that some people buy those are on AliExpress. And I think they're $40, which is what they should be. That's about $40 worth of plastic, and allowing the manufacturer to make a little profit. So yeah, so there's two ways to buy those, and only you know which one you choose. So that's that. I did a rear foot peg delete because I'm not a squid. I'm not going to have my bro or my girl sitting on the back of the bike. These things are dangerous enough, and that's nice. I mean, so you don't need to have anybody on there. So what I did was they sell, where did it go? Right here. This is where it was. So I just removed the peg, and then I bought this bracket that holds that reservoir for the rear brake. Back here, of course, that's a Vagabond tail tidy. I really like that because obviously those of you who know that how it comes from the factory is god ugly. But so I got that to Vagabond. They're a company based out of San Diego. I bought directly from them, and they had it here quick. I don't know, 3-4 days. The reason that I like this is that, first of all, it's integrated. It's built right for this. It's not a universal, number one. Number two, it allowed me to keep the OEM blinkers and the OEM license plate light. And because I was keeping those, there's no wiring, you know, there's no splicing, there's no cutting into your wiring harness. That's a joke. Don't ever do that at any cost, whether you're dealing with a new bike or a used one. So, so yeah, I'm really happy with that. That's kind of perfect, exactly what I was looking for. And then kind of looking at some of the protection things here. This is your speed sensor. This is just a little, I don't know, $5 protection piece I got. Here's, of course, your frame slider, or not frame sliders, but your protection here. Those weren't that expensive. Got it, MT-09. Oops, I'm getting caught up. Then got that as well. Kind of makes a good footrest. So just reviewing my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. Going over some of the upgrades. If you have any questions, just ask. I mean, I'll just ramble on a little bit. And If there's something that you want me to cover, whether it was the price of the bike, I bought this brand new in December from a local Yamaha dealer, and then proceeded to do some upgrades on it and some eliminations, and some more costly than others. That's the Yamaha AT2 for this bike. These are 3-cylinder engines, for those of you who didn't know. I installed that myself. Wasn't the easiest thing, but it wasn't impossible. Kind of the best way I would put it. I would encourage you, there's a lot of videos online of how to get those, how to install that. So I would encourage you to watch a video rather than pay somebody. These things are already more expensive enough. They come really excellently outfitted, I guess, from the manufacturer when you're dealing with the SP model. That gets you those fully adjustable Öhlins forks. There's 2 adjustments up there and 1 right there on both sides of the front forks. And then you have your adjustments here for the rear. So it's pretty awesome. Oh, shocker, I'm watching somebody work on a bike on YouTube. Anyway, I'm just kind of going around this 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. I bought it brand new in December of last year. I can answer any questions you might have regarding how I like the bike. Spoiler alert, it's awesome. Just like all the other thousands of videos online will tell you. If you're looking for a naked bike, i.e. you're not looking to be all laid down on a sport bike, which I love the look of sport bikes. It's just not something I want to ride. But I did a lot of research in this price point. These go for like 12 grand. It's not what you're going to pay. Spoiler alert, they'll try to get you to pay more, but don't. These can be had for about $10,500 all in, including the setup fee, which is a scam. And so yeah, that's and Yamaha brand, they've been making this engine for a long time. It's a great engine, very reliable. You don't have to really worry about it. Just change the oil from time to time. In the manual, it tells you when. Of course, don't cheap out on the oil. Oil is not that expensive. The first oil change I did, I used the Yamalube full synthetic. Go full synthetic, 10W40. And then I used that at the break-in, the 600-mile break-in oil change. And then I just did another oil change. I do the oil changes about every 2,000 miles. I don't know why. I could go a lot longer, but it isn't an expensive endeavor. That liquid moly is about $50 for 4 quarts. And then the filter is about $10, oil filter. So why not? I mean, so yeah, that's, and the maintenance is real easy. You don't have to be a mechanic to do it. There's your drain plug, and there's your oil filter. You just put your catch basin underneath and loosen those up. The manual has the torque settings on all that. So here's my GB Racing engine covers. Oops. I was thinking about getting rear sets for it. Going over my MT-09 SP 2025. Let me know down below if you have any questions, any thoughts, any successes. If you have one of these, what your thoughts are. It's a phenomenal bike, spoiler alert. You can't go wrong with these. I chose a naked bike just because of the riding position. One of the reasons I really like how this bike looks, and performance, it's plenty of power. Plenty of power. You're not going to the MotoGP circuit and compete at that level. But again, this isn't a Panigale or any of those types of bikes. This is designed to cruise around country roads, the city, whatever you want to do. So yeah, just reviewing my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. This is a I said that already, 2025. I've done some upgrades on this since I've had it. Bought it new in December of last year. It has about 2,300 miles on it now. I keep it garaged, of course. I don't ride in the rain. I don't ride at night. Don't need to. Bike's never been washed. I use that Superior waterless wash and wax, diluted 4:1. You get those at like O'Reilly's, I think is where you get that Superior stuff. And I just after every ride I come back and use that spray. It goes in a spray bottle and microfiber towel, wipe on, wipe off. That's it. I do that every time. After every ride takes me 10 minutes. And why don't I wash it? I don't know. I just do that. I don't know that I really need to. I've done 2 oil changes on it. I did the first oil change at 600 miles. That's the break-in oil change using the Yamaha lube, which is that stuff. And then I just did another oil change. Listen, I could wait till 5,000 miles if I wanted to, or so. I mean, it says it in the manual, but fuck, who reads those? So anyway, I just did another oil change last week, and I've switched to liquid moly 10W40 and full synthetic, of course. So that's a great oil right there. I think that jug was $50 on Amazon. And then I do stick with the Yamaha. Where is it? Where's the oil filter? There it is. Yamaha oil filter, OEM there. So yeah, easy maintenance. Don't pay somebody to do your oil changes. It's super easy. I'm not a mechanic, although I play one on TV. Just reviewing my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. I've done quite a few upgrades on it. If you have any questions, just let me know below. Somebody asked me if I had a radio. It's kind of a weird question, but the answer is no, but the answer is yes. I guess there's my helmet, my Shoei Marc Marquez. This helmet is awesome. And then I have the cargo unit on there. So yeah, I guess it does have a radio. I don't think that person's in the chat anymore, but that's my helmet. So yeah, I've had that bike. I bought this bike brand new in December of last year. I've got 2,400 miles on it. And I've done upgrades, some special, looking around the cosmetic, the beauty of it. And the winglets would fall into that. They say it provides downforce at, maybe at 150 miles an hour, but that's not me. Tail tidy, that's a Vagabond tail tidy. Just reviewing my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. I bought this brand new. This is my 2025 Yamaha MT-09 SP. I bought it brand new back in December and proceeded to upgrade the motorcycle like a lot of people do. Obviously, you're looking at the